So welcome everyone to tonight's Team Fire Zoom. And tonight we have a special guest, Karen Richards. But before we get to Karen, I can't wait to introduce her because I'm excited to hear Karen's story and for you guys to learn more about her. But before we get started, I just wanted to let you guys know of some events we're having this week. One, we're having an event called Becoming, which the first event happened last week and it was amazing. And it featured all women, Black women that are successful in other areas of life, but that also do Juice Plus as a business. And they don't really talk about Juice Plus, but they talk about their experience doing this business. We have Dawana from corporate, that's part of it. And I feel like it's a great tool to use for people that sometimes say they don't really feel that they connect with our company. They can see that there's more people that look like them. So this week, I will be one of the panelists or one of the speakers on this week's Becoming event, and Beverly will be the officiating person on that Zoom. But it was really powerful last week. If you didn't catch it and you don't have the recording, let me know. Thursday, our team is going to be doing something similar, featuring a few women from our team that will be sharing their experience also with this business. And then I know with our team, under Team Transformers, we have a number of other events on our Team Transformers Facebook group and also in the Team Transformers chat that we have on Voxer. So if you want to plug into what those events are, definitely check those things out. And you know, we do the Lunch and Learns every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon, and also Saturdays for those of you that aren't able to make the weekdays. And those have been really good at keeping us connected during this time, but there's been so much change and so much, you know, stay-at-home regulations. It's been really good at keeping us connected and keeping us educated. So definitely tune into those if you can. And then what else did I want to share with you guys? So, okay, we're going to move into our speaker because I'm excited about this. So Karen Richards, as you can see from the flyer, I promoted her as she is the first Black female NMD within the Juice Plus company, which is just pretty amazing that it took us that long to get to that point. And she is just a ball of fire. I love her just like excitement, and she's very knowledgeable when it comes to a lot of things. And I'm going to have her touch on one of those aspects of what she's really good at, which is social media and just knowing how to market. So I'm going to turn it over to Karen for her to share her story with us, and for her to give us some more tips and tricks on how we do things in social media. So Karen, thank you so much for being a part of our team call tonight. I'm just super excited to have you on here.
Oh, thank you, Michelle. I'm excited to see all your faces, and some of you that popped on, as we already said, outside, super casual. I talked to Michelle today. I'm like, I'm painting. Is it okay if I'm not like business professional? She's like, no, just come as you are. So here I am. I did put on a fresh shirt for you all. So, but I'm in my, I thought I got all the paint off. I still got some, but you know, we're all looking for creative outlets and different things to be doing while, as Michelle said, we've been in a weird time of change, having to stay home. Maybe we're ready to get out. I don't know about anybody else. I have been like venturing out, got to get out sometimes. And then obviously, just the other tensions going on in our country right now. But I know one thing we want to focus on is all the positives. And the positive is that you guys are each growing a unique opportunity here in the Juice Plus company. And it is a great product. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I know we don't have the little slide, so I'm going to say nothing I am saying is medical advice. I'm not telling you that Juice Plus is going to cure anything. I know that's on the side, you know, that we throw up when we do presentations. But what I always tell people is Juice Plus is not a magic bullet, but our bodies are magical. And when we put the right things in them and we give ourselves proper nutrients, that our bodies can do amazing things. And so I'll tell you, like, if we could be here all night if I told you every story I had, because Paolo, our CEO, always jokes, like, if you need a Juice Plus testimonial, call Karen Richards, because probably someone in her family had that issue or something didn't like that because we've had a lot. When we actually got started on Juice Plus back in, I always have to think, it was 2007. We got started because my oldest child is special needs. He was born at 27 weeks gestation. So that's the end of your 6 month of pregnancy for those of you that are counting really fast. So I was not prepared to have a baby. He fit in his dad's hand from head to toe. My husband could put his wedding ring like all the way up his leg. He was teeny tiny. So he was in the NICU for quite some time and just had a lot of health issues. So fast forward to 2007, he's 7 years old. He was missing on average about 17 days, a quarter from school, not a year, a quarter. So if any of you have kids and you've ever got those nasty grams from school, like, oh, you're missing school. Really? I know my kid's missing school. Thank you very much. And so I was just praying. I was praying every single day for something to help him. And total transparency, I was praying for some financial aid because my husband, his first teaching salary, for those of you that are teachers, God bless you. His first teaching salary, I think he made $24,000. And they told us when he was born, we made $500 too much to get any kind of help from the government. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So by the time this baby, this miracle child was 18 months old, we had maxed out a $5 million health insurance policy. So we had bills for sure. And at the point Juice Plus entered our life, we had a brand new baby as well. So, it was just a constant battle of what bill am I going to pay every month? I'm sure some of you can relate to that. I mean, I feel like so many Americans live paycheck to paycheck and they point this, I don't know, I feel like there's a societal bias that people think like if you're living paycheck to paycheck that you live in a shack. No, there's many people that live paycheck to paycheck because of the fact that we have bills, unexpected bills, the car breaks down. We all know that we're supposed to save X amount of dollars in a nest egg, but that's just realistically, as those things happen, they get depleted. So that's where we were. Fast forward, we've been on Juice Plus. I was not a team member, just a customer. And after a year, my pediatrician came up to me at church and he said, okay, I finally got the nerve to ask, where'd you guys end up? Where'd you go? And I was like, what do you mean, doctor? Like, where do we go? And he's like, you guys haven't been in. This child had 10 ear infections in 8 months right before we got on the Juice Plus. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he hasn't been sick. He's been at school. Like, it was crazy. So from the time he was in second grade, he started, again, I'm not saying Juice Plus cures anything, but I can tell you that he only missed 1 day of school for being sick from third grade till he graduated high school a year ago. So his body sucked in nutrition like it was going out of style. And that helped us see, oh my gosh, here's some other changes we need to make. Because if you ever have a child that's sick or, gosh, anyone that just struggles to eat, when they ask to eat, you feed them. That may be fast food, that may be frozen stuff. He has a diagnosis of CP, cerebral palsy, and he has diagnosis of autism. If any of you know children or have children on the autism spectrum, they're well known for what's called the beige diet. It's got to be chicken nuggets, it's got to be waffles, and they better be Eggo. They can't be any other brand because they will know. It's got to be fish sticks. Like, it's gold. It's beige and gold. That's their diet. So he really started eating these amazing things. And he had total reconstructive surgery on his legs when he was 15, 8 surgeries in 1 day so he could walk better. He decided on his own to go vegan about 2 weeks before his surgery. They told us high risk, lots of bleeding, to expect him to be in the hospital 8 to 10 days. That boy woke up and said, I want to go home. They said, what's your pain level? And he said a 1. Out of 10, a 1. He wanted to go home. And we took him home the next day, 36 hours later. He had bruised up. I mean, he was in cast from his hips to his toes, black and blue. And I kicked myself for not taking pictures, you guys, but I was like in the moment, I was in the mom moment. And he healed so fast. It was amazing. And so yes, Juice Plus was supporting his body, but when you eat that clean, your body, like I said, your body's magical. It can respond. So it was just huge. So we've had lots of things happen along the way. I got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 2012. My daughter, who is 16 now, she was diagnosed when she was 8 turning 9 with Crohn's. Autoimmune is genetic, so it can show up in different ways in different generations. So typically, you know, say someone in your family has RA, you might have MS, and a grandchild might have Crohn's, and the next level down might have type 1 diabetes, but all those are tied. So just know that. And it doesn't mean that you're going to have it either, because we know lifestyle and the way we eat has a lot to do with that. I just echoed. So I'm just checking my settings. Sorry. Hopefully I didn't echo on you guys. I just heard it on myself. So, sorry. And there she is. My beautiful daughter's coming out. I'm on a call. You're fine. Okay. 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 She said, tell everyone I said hi. She probably heard me talking about her. She should have stayed. She's so lovely. You love her. Yeah, so when she was diagnosed, actually, her doctor at Vanderbilt told me it was the worst case she'd ever seen in a child that age. She said they did an upper and lower scope, and they said, well, if it's ulcerative colitis, we can tell you in the moment, but we always have to do a biopsy to diagnose Crohn's. She came out with the saddest looking face you ever saw and sat me down, and she said, I don't even need a biopsy, from her mouth all the way through. She's like, I've never seen anything like it. It's awful. And she was put on over 120 doses of medication. You know, and this is why I tell people Juice Plus is not a cure all be all, right? She'd been on Juice Plus since she was 2. But why do I say that? Because thank goodness she had that good nutrition. Thank goodness she had that building block already. I always tell people cells, by the way, I am a board certified holistic health coach. So I do know some of what I'm talking about. So what happens is I tell people it's kind of like when your cells regenerate, you can either think of a copy machine and a clean piece of paper keeps coming through. But if you make a copy of a copy and then you copy that copy and you copy, you know how it gets darker and darker and the edges, you know, it just doesn't look as pretty anymore. So that's why we got to have some of those really healthy cells, why we have disease cells, because our body's going to start making copies. And if everything's diseased, that's what happens. But luckily she had those building blocks of the good, clean copies. And we were able to get her off half her meds within 6 months. And then we were able to get her off everything but one medication after a year. And we did clean up her diet. It's not that it was bad, but, you know, she was a little kid. She had fun things that she liked to eat. And now some of the things we had to take away, she can tolerate again. But we definitely, in our journey, gosh, like I said, started in 2007. What we eat today is drastically different from where we started. I always tell people, I'm a realist. Like, kudos to people that can eat super clean and super vegan. That's not me, because my husband was a collegiate football coach. We were on the road a lot, 3 kids doing 3 activities. Sometimes that stuff's not accessible. So sometimes you get to eat food that's at the concession stand and that's your treat, you know, or whatever it might be. And I'm okay with that because I know I'm putting good things in my body 85% of the time. So I'd be real about that. But why I love my tower gardens, like I was looking at Beverly's picture and I was like, oh, my, you know, mine are out here. I love that. And I tell people with the tower gardens, they'll say, well, why is it so much better? Like, it's kind of like when you go to the grocery store, you shop the perimeter, right? But your tower garden is like going to the farmer's market. So it's just one level better. So it's so good to get all that good stuff, you know, in our bodies. So, yeah, so that's, I mean, our health stories in a nutshell. I could say so much more, but I know Michelle had other topics she wanted me to talk about.
No, Karen, if you don't mind sharing, like, really quickly, also your business story too.
Yeah.
Just your experience in the business and getting you to where you are now.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll do that and kind of swing that right into some social media stuff because that had a lot to do with my journey. I started the business after a year, and my sponsor, she was a complete stranger to me. I actually met her at a continuing education. So we always say God placed us in the room to be together because we both got certified to teach PACE arthritis classes to seniors. And to this day, neither one of us has ever taught one of those classes. And she is an introvert. And so I feel for her because you already can tell hopefully like what my personality is. And I was like, oh my gosh, what are you guys doing for lunch? Where are you going? Can I come with you? I'm by myself. And they were like, So I invited myself to lunch. And what she did right is she asked the right questions and she listened. And so me blabbing about my child, that I had a special needs child, blah, blah, blah. She said, my daughter was a preemie too, and she was misdiagnosed with cystic fibrosis when it was actually failure to thrive. And I've heard of failure to thrive. So I said, like, well, how is she now? She said, oh my gosh, she's so healthy. We made some dietary changes. Have you ever heard of Juice Plus? I had not. She gave me a CD, because guys, there was not YouTube videos back then. She gave me a CD and she said to listen to it. And I gave her my credit card, which is how I bought anything I didn't want my husband to know about. And I said, well, just order me some. And she said, well, you should go home and talk to your husband. I said, he will say no. This is $45. Do you know how many diapers you can buy for $45? So let's try it. And so she did. So after a year, she showed up in my office with a really cute kid. So those of you who have kids, you know, let them be a part of your business. And her daughter handed me a paper manual, because again, no videos back then. She handed me a thick book. And she was like, my mommy thinks you'd be really good at this. I was like, oh man, one of those things. Like, I'm not going to sell anything, you know. I've already been asked to sell Pampered Chef, and I've been asked to sell Scentsy and all that, you know, good products. Just, I don't have time. I work full time and I have 2 kids. And she said, look, it's only $45 or $50 to join, you know, so you've already been on it a year. You're going to continue to eat Juice Plus. Would it make sense to cover your cost? And I was like, well, what do I have to do? And she's like, well, just come, you know, to this training this weekend, meet some people. So I did. I went and met some people. In the meantime, because this is a really fun part of my business story, I do have permission to share. One of my friends, he was in my gym, and I really respect him. And he is a pediatrician, and he's also a sports med doc. And we were personal training his mom. And so I went to my friend and I said, hey, I have been using this product for like a year and they want me to join the business. He turned beet red, and he turned around and he had Juice Plus on his shirt. And I said, well, so you know about it? He said, well, they're going to have this big conference in 2 weeks and I'm one of the featured trainers. And so that was Dr. Paul Stricker. I used to personal train his mom. And I mean, to me, he's just Paul, you know, and Joe's just his buddy Joe. Like, I didn't know that he was like somebody in Juice Plus, you know? And so I was like, well, what do I do? And he said, well, you go to their thing and you sign up and you tell them that Paul Stricker is going to do your first event for you. And I was like, okay, cool. I still have no idea what that means. So he hands me one of his home burned new CDs and I go in hand. I'm like, oh, and I'm supposed to tell you guys that my friend Paul is going to do my first event. And they're like, well, you probably should have, you know, one of us as your sponsor and we can help you. I said, well, we said something about training at your conference in 2 weeks. And so, of course, they want to know who it was. And I told them, and they all like jaws dropping. Oh, no. So one, never prejudge anybody. Like anybody you talk to, if they are within talking distance of you, you should be talking to them. Okay, because I always tell people, some of my friends knew that I had a special needs child. None of my friends knew I was begging and trying to figure out how to pay my bills. So when I got my first bill or my first check of $143 and I didn't have to decide whether to turn off my phone that month, I got to pay all my bills. That was a game changer for me. I was like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. So Dr. Paul did my first event. I had 75 people there. Now that's not duplicatable. That will not happen for everybody. But, you know, it was really cool. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to do, and I never did it the way that I think probably I should have or whatever. But I looked at my friends that were doing Scentsy and I looked at my friends doing Pampered Chef. And so I would go to all those people and I'd say, hey, I threw a party for you. Will you throw a party for me? And they'd be like, oh, okay. So we would have a wine and wellness and I'd go to their house and I'd bring all my stuff. And that was before bonuses and HLPs and now partners and partner pluses. And I figured out the math. And their friends would order. And I said, hey, I just made $178 off this today. Do you want it or do you want me to take it? What do you mean you made $178? I'm like, well, you had 5 people order. This is, you know, all you have to do is pay $50. And all next year, if you want to do 1 more party or 2 more parties, you get all the money. And they were like, oh, there's no, like, I just get money? Yep, you just get money. And they would sign up. When I hit sales coordinator 4 months later, I think I had 27 direct frontline to me. So it just was about sharing something simple. I never said you can make it to the top of the marketing plan. I said, you're going to sign up some customers and you're going to cover your costs and you're going to have some cash. Whether you want to go out and buy a new purse, or you want to put your kid in dance, or your kid's playing competitive sports and they're super expensive, like this is just a good way to help cover it. And people can relate to that. You know, you just have to ask, like Jamie asked me, you got to ask good questions and listen for their pain point. What is it? And, you know, for most people, and back in the day too, y'all, I got my hand slapped for sharing the business. We share 80% product, you know, and I'm like, well, that's fine, but people want to cover their costs. And so I was putting it out there on Facebook, like, and I was looking for anybody and everybody. Like I said, if they were in talking distance to me, so on Facebook, everyone's in talking distance to you. I did all kinds of things you probably shouldn't do. You know, I'm 2 orders away from a promotion. Can you help me out? And people would be like, I can help you out. You know, we did that a lot. So I know that's not how we share now. But what I always tell people is when I'm sharing on social media now, I don't share a lot of pictures of Juice Plus or anything like that, but I do live videos of my tower garden. Like I did one this week, it got 1,000 views. And so I'll take my tower garden video and I'll do a watch party. I don't know if you guys know how to do watch parties. They're super simple. If you don't, I'm sure Michelle can walk you through that. But I will share those into groups that I'm in. So like if it's allowed, now some groups don't let you, but especially like my friends and clubs, because I don't do it a lot. I'll be like, hey, you guys, for this Saturday, I'm having everyone over to see my towers. I know, you know, you haven't seen them. Here they are. And I share that in. I got so many responses off that. I think I sold 7 towers in March and I sold 4 or 5 in April, and all those people became reps, all of them. Because again, hey, the money on Tower Gardens has gone up. So it's 150 some bucks now you get back on a tower. If you told me you're interested in Juice Plus too, so if you want to order your Juice Plus, you're going to get all this money back. And then if you share with one friend, the company's going to send you $100, you know, bonus, which now it's different, it's 50. But, you know, just easy verbiage. It's never about, for me, it's never about telling people, you know, make it all the way to the top, because I think that's hard to grasp. It was hard for me in the beginning. People were like, oh, you can make it to NMD. And I was like, I don't even know what that is or know that I want to do that, you know, but each little step getting me closer is what helped propel. Now, when I did decide to go to NMD, it was from, I was a sales coordinator, and I really made that commitment to do it in January of 2014. Yes, January of 14. And I hit senior sales coordinator in March. I hit Q for the fall conference, and a year later I hit NMD. So it was about 18 months total. But we were all in, you know, we were all in. And I was at sales coordinator for a lot of years, building a pretty big team. So at that point, it was just like lining up structure and all those things, and the volume came. But I just really share with people. I think if you can build a fun community, that's what it's all about. Like, don't get so hung up on your numbers. Numbers are important, because I'm actually a reports guru, and people make fun of me that I think reports are fun. Like Lauren LaHave will be like, you can talk to my team about reports, because I know you actually think that's fun. But just, you know, we always at my team, it's just, I don't know. Everyone needs a place to belong. And if you can create that space for somebody, regardless of, like we just been talking about leadership this week, with so much going on in our country right now, I'm like, if everyone lives inside their own values, then we get to cheer them on for living in their truth, you know, whatever that looks like. And we can belong to different churches and religions. We can, you know, have different political beliefs, but we got to find a space where we can all be together. Now, there's some stuff, I mean, that like racism, that got to go. That's not what I'm talking about. But I'm talking about just different philosophical beliefs, that everybody believes that they want to be healthy. Everybody wants to improve on themselves. And so just creating a place that can happen, I think is huge. So I don't know in your customer care group how you fuel that, but we're really shifting to video, like even 15-second video, 20-second video, not a lot of post. Because why do people stay on TikTok all day? Why do people stay on Instagram all day? They want to see that video. They're watching cats. They're watching people bake cakes and decorate them. Like the stuff my daughter watched, God bless, I love that child, but the stuff she watches, I'm like, what, why is this interesting to you? You know, like, I don't get it. But then I get caught up doing the same thing. I'm like, oh, this is cute. Or like, I will watch babies laugh on YouTube. My husband's like, why are you doing that? I'm like, because listen to this baby. And then everybody's laughing in my house. You're like, oh, Mom, let me see that. So just creating something fun for your customers that's short and sweet and or silly. Like, we got to get a little, blow off some steam right now, right? People are looking for a place where it's no pressure. And if you create that space for them, they're going to stick with you for sure, for sure. As far as building team in the business, another thing that I did was I looked for professions. Everybody knows somebody. Everybody knows somebody. But the more I could find people, and like, I feel like teachers tend to collect teams of teachers. You know, that's a good example. You know, athletes tend to collect a lot of athletes. So I tried to find a lot of people that were as different from me as possible. Like, I had the owner of an HVAC. She was a frontline sales coordinator to me. The next frontline sales coordinator to me was a tax collector. The next frontline sales coordinator to me was a college professor. The next frontline sales coordinator to me was a gymnastics coach. Like, very, very different. So even though they're who they are as a person or what they look like, all these things could be similar, but they just were exposed to so many different groups. Again, everybody needs to eat well. Everybody needs good nutrition. Everybody wants to feel better. So the more you can uniquely find, and I just feel like in the business world, you know, treat your business like a business, you're going to be able to bring in all kinds of different groups of people that can help your business move. Because in the business world, business people know business people. You know, I'm a huge believer of networking. I'm in professional networking. I'm a member of BNI. If you don't know what BNI is, it's Business Networking International. It was kind of expensive. You know, people are like, that's kind of expensive. You know, it is, but I did so well in there that they actually hired me to be a consultant. So, you know, I work for them now part-time, but, which is cool because now I get to go around to chapters all over Indiana, Tennessee, you know, promoting what I do. And I get to give, you know, hey, get on Juice Plus. So you need a Tower Garden. But yeah. So I'm going to shut up because we're probably at time. And then Michelle, ask anything else I didn't hit or.
That was so good. Like, I'm here taking notes. I have so many nuggets. I'm wondering if
fast.
No, that was perfect. I'm wondering if anyone on here has any questions, because I know social media has changed so much. I've been doing the business now for 9 years, and the way that we share on social media has changed so much. And so I could imagine some of the things you were able to get away with, but we know that the FTC is truly locking down on how we share this information nowadays. But
so I will that. I did send around a video of me the other day. So I don't know if you shared that to your team about bots.
Yes.
Did you? So the other thing is, you guys, be sure you're not saying the same words over and over. Like, I look in Juice Plus World and everybody says concentrated fruits and vegetables. And so many people say powdered produce. If you're saying the same words as everybody else, you're going to go into an algorithm and a lot of your stuff gets lost. So that's why I say do videos, because when you do a video, it's not, you know, like the topic of your video could be like, have a great Monday. Yet you're talking about your Tower Gardens. So it's not going to get lost in the spiel of algorithms. Hopefully that makes sense.
Good. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I had no idea, because I think just a few years ago, we wanted to use the same words all the time because we thought, hey, we'll be in like a loop where we'll be more seen, but now it's the opposite.
Yeah. And then you also, you know, what I found over the year, I've been on Facebook a long, long time because I was a cheerleading coach. And so my kids put me in, like, pretending I was a high school student so I could talk to them. That's back then, only high school students could be on. And so I'm a beta tester actually for Facebook. So like, I always get the next thing to come out before other people, you know, my screen looks different or whatever the next phase is. And so I always kind of notice those trends. It's something I really pay attention to. I'm not an Instagram, like, I'm on Instagram and I have a Twitter account, but I get a lot of business from Facebook. But I do not do business on Facebook in the means that You guys, when I see someone, I'm also not one of those inbox persons. Now, I know Eric Worre's verbiage, and I'm not saying it doesn't work, but I'm much more likely if somebody invites me to something with their voice to come. Or, you know, you can leave your voice on Messenger saying like, hey, I'm having a get together. You know, do you want to come over Tuesday? I'm not saying don't tell them what it is, but yeah, like the whole, if I send you something, will you watch? Everybody know, like they can go to your profile and they see that you do Juice Plus. Like I don't know. Again, that's just me. That's my personal preference. I am not an introvert, so that's probably why. But I love being around people, and so I'm always like, hey, I'm gonna have a girl get together. Come on over Friday night. I'm having 10 girls, and I mean my Juice Plus is out where everybody can see it, so it always comes up in conversation. Having a salad in a jar, Juice Plus is out. Everyone knows that I'm having a salad in a jar because I'm a part of the Juice Plus company. You know, I don't have to like overkill it, if that makes sense. But, you know, just being authentic who you are, I think that people resonate with that. That's why I love Voxer so much. Like if you guys have questions, Voxer me. I personally, when I get a thing on Facebook, I'm like, oh gosh, because it's overwhelming. It's a lot of stuff coming at you all the time. But Voxer, because you can control it, so I can go through and answer for an hour straight and then shut it down and don't answer if I don't want to. That's what I like. And because I love hearing people's voice and I love hearing inflection, I like to hear their excitement, and I want my people to hear my excitement. Because if I just sent Michelle a text and was like, hey, Thursday I'm doing an event, I hope you'll come, it could be monotone as she reads it because maybe she's not feeling it that day. But she gets a voice message from me like, oh my God, Michelle, I haven't seen you in forever, and I'm having people come over Thursday, please come. You know, so I'm looking at something. Someone said, what about disappointments? Oh, how do you handle those? Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. How do you handle those? I still haven't mastered that very well. No, I actually told Michelle, I mean, there was a lot of disappointment around me hitting NMD because there was 38 of us that year. We didn't get to give a speech, didn't get to have a song, had to share the stage with 3 other people. My husband wasn't even there. He had a college football game that day. They forgot our pens. Jay Martin didn't come to our thing because they had double booked him. So, you know, I think, but for me, disappointment, you're always going to have disappointments. I still have disappointments. I have disappointments in myself. I have disappointments, you know, I wouldn't say in my team, like for my team, like when something happens for them, like I know they want something and it didn't happen. Like I'm disappointed for them. You know, I'm not going to agree with everybody. I don't agree with everything my uplines or downlines do, and they don't agree with me, and that's okay. I hear people say all the time, like, you got to change your stinking thinking. I think the biggest thing for me for disappointment is just knowing every time there's some kind of disappointment, there's an opportunity to learn. So what can I learn from that? You know, I'm a big believer of personal development. So, you know, what can I learn from that situation? Because honestly, like not just the, like I said, with my son we actually filed bankruptcy with all those medical bills. You know, every time you've had something major happen in your life, like it's not always your fault. Some things are beyond our control. So one thing I have learned that a business coach taught me that I really, truly believe for disappointment is you can't control what's going to happen to you in life. And I want to be one of those people that controls. I'm a control freak, and it doesn't work. It does not work. When you give up control, you have a lot less disappointment if you give up control. And 2, when you can't control things, you can't control your reaction. So right now, especially think about all the things that are happening on social media. Like I want to, like my gut instinct is to reply to everybody, you know, but I don't. My word this year is pause. Thank you, Lord, for giving me that word. So I pause. I think, what can I learn from this? That person does not have the experiences that I have, and I sure don't have the experiences they have. And that's why they're forming their opinion, and that's why I'm forming mine. So just always knowing there's a learning growth happening, and you do not have to agree with anybody else. But yeah, disappointments they're going to happen. They're a big part of this journey. That's just part of it. You know how many times I went for NMD? Too many, like so many. I went for senior sales coordinator. I don't even know how many times, like all the time. It just wasn't when things were aligning for me, but they came along, you know, it all happened.
I love it. Love, love, love everything you shared. And you're so right. You know, one thing I am really noticing, I've been on Facebook the day I started Juice Plus, my upline signed me up for Facebook. So it's been 9 years. And we really have to realize that we have to constantly pivot with Facebook. How we do things on Facebook changes probably every 6 months. Really, like every year is different. So, you know, we really have to shift in how we think and how we market and how we do things. And that's just kind of part of the game. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. One more tip I would give you on social media that makes me think of this is disappointment a lot of times comes from comparison of others.
mhm.
And so especially in Juice Plus world, I'm guilty of that. I think anybody is. And I would look at someone and think, why did they get there so fast? Or how did they do that? And I didn't do that. So I'll be honest. If people weren't on my team, I stayed friends with them, but I unfollowed them. Because it was like me going, oh my gosh, well, I want to do what they're doing, or I want to copy. Why would I want to copy her? My friends don't care what she's doing. My friends care what I'm doing. Okay? Your friends care what you're doing. You. They don't care what some other girl in Juice Plus is doing or some other guy. I don't need to see 50 shakes come through my news feed every day either. Okay? So I wanted to start seeing my friend. I was losing my friends. Like, I'm like, where do my people go on Facebook? Because I was like trying to be supportive of all the Juice Plus world. And that's why, like, I'll come in. If you're in the We Have a Dream chat, I'm not super active in there. I'll come in every once in a while and be like, guys, I'm here. If you need anything, come to me. Please, please, please come to me. But I'm one of those like fixer helper people. Like, I would be trying to be like, oh, let me get with you every single day and talk to you every single day, you know? And so I just had to kind of take a step back. And that's what helped my business move is if I wanted to make sure that my friend Michelle saw my post, you better believe I was commenting on Michelle's stuff. I wanted Sharon to see my post. I was telling Sharon what a cute dog she had, or, you know, I'm looking at names like Maria. Oh, Maria, your vacation looked great. Tell me more about it. I always say to my team, I'd say, don't be lazy and like, comment and care. And don't comment and care on Juice Plus people's stuff. Comment and care about your friends. You can still see Juice Plus people to get an idea of what they're doing, but this is a relationship business. And people in Juice Plus cannot sell you Juice Plus. They're already doing Juice Plus and you can't sell to them. So, you know, stay in that relationship with your friends and with people so that you really, because you will fall out of their newsfeed if you don't. So that's something you want to be doing.
Oh my goodness, Karen, thank you
You
so
bet.
much. Oh my gosh. Guys, I really hope like there's one or like 10 things that sat with you because I have so many notes. There were so many really good nuggets in here, seriously, and things that we can actually start doing right now in our business, and not just in our business, but like overall in how we communicate with people, how we build relationships. I think everything that Karen shared ties into that. And that's what we want to do. We want to build relationships with people because we care, and we want to do the most to show that we care. And I think a lot of what Karen just shared with us are steps to showing people how much we care. So, oh my gosh, thank you so much for your
You're
time.
so welcome. Sorry I ran over guys, but I'm a talker.
Let me tell you, it was worth it. Thank you so much for like taking the time out of your day. You're like doing all kind of house renovations and stopped and paused just for us. So it truly is an honor, and I totally appreciate you. So thank you. Let me unmute everyone so that they can say their thank yous also.
Lots of comments. Good. Yeah. Yeah. If you have questions, feel free to Vox me. Like I said, send me a Vox. I will answer you. That's the best way to is on Vox.
Thank you so much for your transparency. He was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a pleasure to be with you guys.
Oh gosh, thank you so much, everyone that was able to be on. Thank you for being on, and I wish you a great night and a fantastic week ahead. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Same to you. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.